After the recent snowstorms in the corridor, conditions above ground aren't very good.
And some say the permafrost forming below the ground is even worse. CBS 2 News reporter Kevin Barry live where it could be the worst. Kevin?
Scott and Tiffany, some of those locations where the ground freeze is actually the worst are places like this. Roadways that have been well cleared are well cleared now and have been throughout most of the winter. Since the snow is continuously taken off, that means that the ground's more exposed to the elements, and it means that right here, the ground below is likely frozen anywhere from 2 to 4 feet.
Snow is an insulator, so if you're in an area that had windblown snow on it, it'll go deeper in those areas compared to, for example, where you have a foot or a snowdrift.
But that still means pipes can freeze and water might not get to homes and businesses. Construction projects also slow down because it's harder to dig. But for Gregory Blood,
I've never seen it this deep out in the cemetery.
The digging he does can't stop. His crews dig graves. When it gets really bad, they have to heat up the plots with defrosters.
It just generates enough heat to go down into the ground.
Then they prepare the site with a tent and try to keep the area nearby as clean as possible for the family.
Well, it's something that they really want to be here so they can see their loved one be buried in the ground.
But areas of the cemetery that are high traffic makes the ground below freeze more, making the whole cycle a little bit harder.
It's well over 4 feet thick.
The process that has Greg and his crew cursing the winter weather actually starts when the sun is out. Drought conditions this past summer left the ground more vulnerable to a deep freeze.
That makes the cold go even farther down into the ground also when you have desiccated soil.
That frozen soil this time of year plays a really big role when the snow starts to melt. The frozen ground can absorb much of the water, and that means that all this snow will eventually run into the rivers. And city officials say you can expect the water levels in the rivers to be much higher once this finally gets out of the way here on land. Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Kevin Barry, CBS 2 News.